Hi, I'm Keith McQuarrie from Guiltless Cult, and you're watching Breaking Metal.
Matt and Adam. Enjoy.
Hey, welcome back to Breaking Metal. This season's episode number 2. Come on now, let me hear you. This is Brick House, Adam from Outlaw Serenade. I'm Matt Mann from Killing Grace, and this week's episode is incredible. We have the band from Cookville, Fate of Adam. Let me hear it. What about Fate of Adam, man? First, we have 2 of the members. We have Lynn, who's the lead vocalist, and we have Patrick, the guitar player, and I'm going to get them to kind of get you some information, not only about their band, but themselves and the music that I've been listening to of theirs lately. The first question I wanted to ask, I wanted to direct towards Lynn. Lynn, heard you guys had a heck of a 4th of July. What did you get into on 4th of July?
Well, 4th of July is kind of like my Halloween or Christmas. I'm kind of an old Marines Corps guy, so explosions, it's always about explosions. Right. So me and a couple buddies of mine, we made a couple phone calls, and I was like, look, I got like $800 worth of firework mortars. I was like, can we build a cannon? So this guy shows up at my house, he's got this cannon. He's literally took a satellite dish apart and just started mounting metal rods. And then we started taking all the little cannons out of the mortar pieces and literally started duct taping and tying them together.
The more drunk we got, the more rockets we were firing off into the air. And at the end of the night, we actually started off with 3, and by the end of the night, we had 14 because it was 2014.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Fantastic.
All I can say is,
well, it sounds like the moral of the story is that explosions and how
shit blew up.
They definitely mixed so well.
Man, that is awesome. I'm upset that I wasn't there, though. I'll tell you that. I'm going to get right into something real quick. I think the first things music fans that will be discovering Fate of Adam for the first time will find out is while you guys bring it, it's unbelievable. You have so much soul in your voice, but your music, you play with emotion. That's the first thing that struck me upside the head, and that was very impressive. Can you tell me, and I'm serious, can you tell me whether that was maybe on purpose, or is that just you guys and the way you play?
I can definitely answer that. That is the only way that I play.
Awesome.
I'm about 40% skill and 9,000% heart.
That's the first thing.
It really is. And me myself, I come from a very gospel Christian family. Didn't even hear my first metal record until I was 15.
Wow.
And it's one of those things, I don't believe in doing anything unless I can feel it.
Right.
I don't even write a song. If I can't feel it here,
right,
I don't expect my fans to feel it out on the ground.
That's exactly what it takes. That's amazing. Love that. Love that. Another thing I'd like to ask you guys about, I find it interesting, and I find the fans find it interesting when we hear about your band's gear. Patrick, tell me about your gear.
Well, actually, I have a lot of different heads that I use because they always break. I don't really understand why they do. The first thing that I ever started playing with whenever I was joining the band, I was using a Bagheera 333 XL, and it started to fart while I would play, literally, and it would just like cut out.
Right.
So I started using his GNX crate head, and everybody was like, "Don't use that; it's terrible."
No,
it's actually my favorite head.
I was gonna say no, it's not. I already know that head. That's a great head.
It's really good. It's not a tube, but it sounds awesome. But I've been using his PV Ultra for the last couple shows, and it sounds pretty amazing.
Pretty clean too on those. Yeah, that's what I like about the PVs. Yeah. Adam, you got quite a few things you wanted to get to, so let me throw it at you, buddy.
Yeah, I was listening to a lot of the different stuff you guys have put out, and it's kind of all extremes. You got Blessed with a Death Wish, that rocks really hard and
That's
heavy.
my favorite song of yours.
Thank you.
It's a great song, bro.
And then, you know, on the lighter side, you got something like Devils Around Me.
Great song too.
And yeah, I mean, but they're two totally different types of songs, but both extremely powerful in their own way. So I'm actually just kind of personally interested in how those two songs came about, how you feel about those two songs.
Me too.
Well, Blessed with the Death Wish, like I said before, I'm kind of a Marine Corps veteran. That was my tribute to my guys that I spent time with in the desert. And that's pretty much just it. That song just had to be balls to the wall, had to be hardcore, had to be something that you'd be willing to walk into war with. When I wrote that, that's what it had to be. Spent a lot of time, took me probably 4 years to really put all the emotion into that song. And when Mr. Swift came along, he really helped me, you know, get to that next level. Devils Around Me was one of those. I was going through a divorce in my life, and this was after the Marine Corps, of course. And it was
Gravity.
yeah. So it was one of the things that so many people around me that were acting like they were friends, but they weren't really friends, and you know, those very few people that cared about everything. You know, if I was on the brink of a meltdown, if I was on suicidal tendencies, whatever was going on. So I went through a dark time with PTSD and everything else. That's pretty much where Devils Around Me came from.
We haven't actually wrote a song that was like a filler, like, you know, like, oh, we've got to have a good rockin' song, or, you know, we need something that's got like a groovy blues feel. It's like, we'll have lyrics, and he'll have kind of a bare bones thing that he brings to us, and then it's just all of it. We just throw emotion on top of it. That's how we write.
Excellent.
And also, you know, as another veteran, thank you for your service, Lynn. I know personally how music therapy can really be a big motivator, big inspiration for guys that's been in situations and things like us. Is there anything specific that you can talk about how the music's been an outlet for you with your experiences?
Pretty much.
We haven't killed anybody yet.
Yeah.
It's working. It's
Yeah,
working. That therapy's working.
Pretty much every time I get on stage, I just allow all that aggression, just every little thing that just tweaks me every single day. I put it in the songs, and I just expose it on the crowd. Anybody who's seen us live knows that I have to be talking to the crowd all the time, and that's how I get it. I mean, that's where all that therapy goes.
That's excellent. That is excellent. We mentioned Devils Around and Blessed with the Death Wish, which like I told you, I hate to play favorites, but that song I hit repeat so many times that my wife had to tell me to stop that. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Bring the Pain.
Bring the pain.
Yeah.
Bring the pain really does bring the pain.
It really does. Yeah. I had a fond feeling for that song. I was thinking that started in Succubus. We might even be getting a preview, maybe not, a little bit later. It depends on how the guys feel.
Y'all want to hear Succubus tonight?
Nobody wants to hear it.
You want to hear Succubus tonight? That's the answer we want to hear. That's right, man. Before I get into 4 Bullets for Your Buy, I want to ask you, is there any contact info that the fans need to know? Any pages, anywhere they can find you to get an idea of and listen to you?
We're on Facebook. We're on Reverb Nation. I'm pretty sure we're somewhere still on MySpace. All of that stuff is, Facebook.com/ReverbNation.com/Fate of Adam.
Right. All right. Thank you.
Or you can take the easier route and just www.fateofadam.com.
Is there a CD out? Is there a CD in your future? What's the status of that?
Right now we have the 6-song EP that's out. We are looking to. We've basically got enough material to do 2 albums right now.
Excellent.
The issue is it takes money, and
yeah.
we don't want to. I know that there are bands out there that really enjoy self-producing things, but we're not good at it. So
You're looking at a guy that we started our first 2 albums self-producing because we've done this a long time. We're like, we got this.
Right.
Now, this far along in our career, you better believe I got a producer. I need somebody that has been to that mountaintop that I'm trying to climb.
Right.
I don't need the guy next to me because he's just climbing with me, but I like to have somebody in there that knows what they're doing. I have a lot of respect for what you just said. That's a true thing. Adam, you got anything else before we get into it?
I had to grab my notes, make sure I get this right. Guys, we're finalists in Nashville's Rotten Records Showcase. Maybe been a while.
That even predated Patrick. Yeah,
I was like, no, wrong band.
He's like, no. We're Fate of Adam.
Right. And then there was
before me.
Some of the good work that you guys have been doing too. Love, hope, and strength. Charity work. I noticed you'd also been involved in a Rock the Relief after a storm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was a huge storm coming through the hometown. I was actually working with individuals that had disabilities, mental disabilities, stuff like that. And one of my coworkers' house just got annihilated. So in about 3 weeks' time, we threw it together. We had a bunch of bands from all over Tennessee, and we raised several $1,000s for them. We done a lot of good.
Can we get a little bit of applause for that?
Yeah,
That's impressive. Wow.
We were actually just talking about this over there at the at Captain D's. We were getting some food. You can blurt that out if you can. You get any sponsors.
Captain D's. Good fish. It's free shit.
Well, we were talking about like the next charity that we want to do, because we just really like to help people and have a good time at the same time, because you know, everybody's been in a really crappy situation, and I don't care how much pride you have. There's not one person that wouldn't like somebody in their corner. You know, and that's what we want to be known for, not just rocking, but having everybody's back.
I gotta say, what me and Adam get to do every week is one of the coolest things we get to do is we get to ask you questions, and then everyone at the same time gets to find out about a band's character. Yeah. We just found out about y'all. So thank you for doing that. Okay, now we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with our segment 4 Bullets for Your Bio. This is Breaking Metal!
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Welcome back to Breaking Metal, man. We're sitting right here with Fate of Adam. Fate of Adam has come from Cookville all the way to the studio tonight to Daisy Dukes to film this. So we want to say thank you, and we also found out some things last segment, and I want to reiterate it for the rest of us out there. Lynn is a veteran of the Marine Corps. Adam is a veteran of the Army, and I think that deserves a little more applause. Let's do that, man. It takes a hell of a person to get up here and entertain you and write songs and sing to you from their heart. It takes a totally different kind of hell of a person to go out there and put their life on the line for you and me. So thank you for that. We're getting ready to do 4 bullets for your bio. If you, that's right. If you saw last episode, then you'll know what's coming. I've got to ask you a couple questions, and so does Adam. And I'm going to start it off with, give me Fate of Adam's best Spinal Tap moment.
Now, when you ask best Spinal Tap moment, are you meaning like when it was happening, we were just like, oh, this is definitely it, or are you asking like when we got trapped in the pods?
It can be either one, but it's got to be something where you would say, wow, that just happened. It's got to be that type of deal.
You want me to go for mine at least? I definitely know mine. I was thinking about it on the way up here. There was an opportunity we got to play with some of our heroes, Green Jello. Which we thought that they were coming and we were going to play with them, but we actually got to become them. And Bill Manspeaker, if you're seeing this, you're the man. He came, and the first show that we got to play with him was in this town called McMinnville. at the VFW, and we were really pumped about it, but we were still not quite ready. And when he got there, he was the only person that showed up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The only guy. So we were like, this is freaking terrible. We got 3 more shows of this, and this is what it's going to be.
Right.
So he shows up, and it was actually a really nice long rehearsal that we got to have with him. And the first couple songs were like really terrible because we were all kind of nervous.
Right.
And then we started jamming on 3 Little Pigs, right?
And the bear song and all that.
Oh, we did that, and it was okay. But when we got to the 3 Little Pigs,
right,
there was a moment between me and the bass player Wayne Tango. Because we both listened to Green Jello growing up,
sure,
you know, hanging out, and he's up there like, little pig, and we were looking at each other, and he mouths to me, he was like, how cool is this? And I'm like,
exactly, getting to play with the Green Jello. That's awesome. You know, it's funny, the tour before that he came through, we opened up for him at Main Street.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Does he not bring such a party?
Oh, the puppets, and there was some epic stage diving at that show. It was epic, man.
I actually almost had a rack of lights hit me in the head 4 times. He's up on a chair screaming, and he's got this Fred Flintstone head on.
Yeah.
The lights are coming from my head. I'm up there head banging, not knowing what's going on. He jumps off the chair and catches it.
That's awesome.
Saves my life like 46 times.
Yeah, that is so awesome, man. What you got there, Adam?
Yeah, so I've read you guys characterized as being Southern groove, Boston personality, and California technical aggression.
Yeah, don't you know?
And some influences, Five Finger Death Punch, Stone Sour, Chevelle, Metallica, obviously.
Take all that. So much Metallica.
But can you name an artist or a musician, somebody that's an inspiration right now or has been a big inspiration in the past?
Take it.
I've got several. Probably my biggest inspiration was James Hetfield of Metallica. The riff god himself, and the lyrics and the vocals and everything. So that's mine.
I know for me, I agree with the same sentiment, but on a whole totally different spectrum. I've got 2. I have to mention both of them or I wouldn't feel right about it. They're both Steves, and they're both some of the most incredible guitar players you'd ever hear. First off, Steve Vai. That guy is my bread and butter. I've got his name tattooed on my body. I've met him. He's such a wonderful person. But also Stevie Ray Vaughan. That was my biggest impersonation. That was my biggest inspiration of music ever.
Stevie Ray. What would you say your best show ever was? Was that the Green Jello show?
That was at least one of the best ones, but it wasn't the first one, obviously. It was terrible. We played another one after that at our hometown, and it was a lot of fun. It actually had a lot of crazy moments, but for me personally, our best show that we ever played was in Johnson City. Was it Johnson, Tennessee or Johnson City, Tennessee? It's one of those places.
Right.
We actually got the name wrong when we were on stage, and the guy, he was like,
dude, it's Johnson City.
Dude, I've done that a million times, fuck 'em. I don't know where I'm at, dude. You gave me a beer.
When we were up there playing, we got to play as Fate of Adam beforehand. And,
excellent.
And well, it wasn't so much because they were expecting like, I think a blues band or something. I'm not sure, because the club was like, that's all that they really usually had in there. So when we were playing, everybody was like...
So the regulars were like,
they look scared.
We scared them, they did.
Yeah.
And the whole time that we were out there playing, Bill's out there getting all this stuff lined up because the club was the size of the stage.
Wow.
And when we walked in, we were like, this is going to be the worst show ever. And it ended up being so much fun. Because he was pulling people off the street. He'd just go outside and start screaming at them.
Yeah, because Bill is a god. He's so cool, man. He's so cool, man.
I want to add to that. The show we actually did while he was in their hometown, we did an all-ages show. We were raising money for hungry people. We were actually taking food donations and stuff. And the all-ages show, there was a ton of kids. You know, because everybody at Cookville just heard puppet show.
And they could go, and it's
This is a humongous auditorium. Yeah, it's a humongous auditorium. Actually has the curtains and everything for plays.
Wow.
So Bill's trying to get everybody to come up to the front so they can put on puppet heads.
Sure.
Nobody would but the kids.
Wow.
So he closes the curtains to the stage. there's 50 children behind the curtains, and we're all jamming out.
Right.
Right there behind the
Well, there's like 30 people out in the crowd going,
yeah, there's
really?
What's going on?
That's classic.
We open the curtains, they're all right there at the front of the stage. Like, oh yeah, we knew that would work.
That is classic. That's a good one. That's a good one. What you got, Adam?
One thing that sets the band apart.
Heart. I know that there's a lot of bands, and I will not name any of them, but there are several that I've gone to see, and they're like, you know, we're amazing, and you get up there and you watch it, and it's just like, they're just going through the motions, and I hate that.
Another day at the office.
Right.
Yeah.
I know that people have bad days, and I get that. I work at Wendy's, okay? I know about bad days.
Right.
But when you're up there on stage, you have to wash that off and start anew. We actually, before we go on stage, we throw hands in the middle, just like I'm sure any other bands do. And the thing we say is, for 1 or 100, we play the same.
Right.
No matter what. If it's a 4-year-old out there, he's going to get the best show he's ever had in his life.
That's hard. That's how you do that, man. I love that, man. Well, before we go, I'd like, there was 2 members here, or 3 members here that weren't able to make it. Can you give us their names and what they do?
Yeah, we've got Wayne Tango. It's my buddy. It's our bass player.
Cool.
Chris Lowe. Also, they're all really my buddies, you know. But
yeah.
Chris Lowe is our other guitar player.
Okay, great.
And Jason Syverson is our drummer.
Excellent, man. Well, I hope that everybody out there, he misses you guys. Everybody out there, get to your computer, or you're probably watching it on it. So what I want you to do is get to your computer, go to Facebook, go to Reverb Nation, look up Fate of Adam from Cookville, Tennessee. Listen to their stuff. That's the first thing I am asking you to do. First, just listen to them. Once you listen to them, check all about them, see what they got, see what shows they got coming up, and let's support the metal, okay, guys? This has been Breaking Metal. I'm Matt Man. This is Adam. Thanks for coming, guys, and we'll see you next time on Breaking Metal.
Hi, we're Fate of Adam. This song is called Succubus.
Soul, fear of losing and getting back. Hell, I just don't see you again and again. It's like a nightmare in my dream. Walking away is easy. It's all I'll ever say. Just can't seem to wait. Your fire squeezes me in the pain, surreal as my life's being taken from me. Walking away from a wasted life, it's got me